Hi and welcome to my channel. For those of you new, my name is Dave and I work in financial services, and these videos are a mixture of my journey and development towards financial freedom, about financial products and also financial education, so hopefully you can reach your aims and investment goals in the future. Remember, if you like the videos, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel so it can grow and reach a wider audience. Now let's get into this latest video. As the title suggests, you can become a millionaire, but for a lot of people it's frightening, it's scary because the number is so big. Okay, now, but for most people the problem, they need to create a plan. Okay, you need to create some goals, whether they're short term, long term, and you also need to create a time frame. So it may well be 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but you can reach your targets if you set yourself a plan. Think of it as some kind of journey. Say you go to an airport, you buy a ticket, where you're going to. You need to find out where your starting point and where your end game is. But for most people, the hardest part is getting started. Now, what you may wish to do is get some kind of spreadsheet, some kind of notebook, write down a list of your assets, write down a list of your liabilities, so your savings, your pensions, investments, mortgages, car loans, finance. And it may well surprise you, you may well be in a better position than you realise. But make them somewhere you can see and review them every week, every month, quarterly, annually, etc. But your starting point, you may well be at a better position than you realise. But keep your goals and aspirations close to yourselves. Tell immediate family, but do not tell the wider audience because people will ridicule you. They may well put you off, they may well say negative comments, and it will obviously dishearten you. It may well stop you towards reaching your journey. So keep them reason for you, but first of all, find your reason why. Okay. Now, with my story, I became a millionaire last year at the age of 50, and it wasn't until my early 40s when, through a previous employer, done some kind of restructuring, I decided to take redundancy, but I decided to put a plan in action. I simplified my assets, I made them work for me, I wrote goals, I wrote some kind of long-term aim, and I did achieve my target of becoming a millionaire. I do still carry on employment, but because I enjoy work, but I do have an end game in sight, and I do have monthly goals, annual goals on a financial basis across my numerous products and investments. If we look at the following chart, some kind of compound calculator. Now, it may well be frightening, it may well be a long time down the road, but a nice simple calculator. If you invested £1,000 with no further investments, after 10 years it'd be worth £2,707. At 50 years it'd be worth 145,000, and at 70 years it will be worth £1 million. Okay, it's a long term, but it just goes to show with a relatively simple an investment and compounding, that target can be reached. Let's look at the following chart. Again, we put £1,000 in, but we put in monthly contributions or investments of £100 a month, and the time frame is reduced from 70 years down to 44 years, a £1.027 million, so it can be reached with relatively small targets. But it just goes to show it's a long-term journey, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but thanks to the power of compounding, your investment goals and objectives can be reached. Everyone's going to be different. Some may do it in 10 years, 15, 20 years. Some may be able to afford more contributions than other people, but it just goes to show the figures can be attained. It can be a reachable target, but it may well be you break it down in bite-sized chunks. So what is your start point? Where will you be 12 months down the road, 3 years down the road, 5 months down the road? And review your targets every quarter, annual basis, and you will get them. It is a long-term journey. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it is achievable. Now, once you've got your plan, one thing you may well do is surround yourself with like-minded people. People that have already achieved what we call success, or a millionaire status, or the, shall we say, an affluent, or the successful. Now, it doesn't mean you have to associate with them or become friends with them, shall we say. It may well be you create a circle of competence. So it may well be you watch YouTube videos on a regular basis. It may well be you read their investment books. It may well be you do networking, business events, investment seminars. weekly podcast to improve your financial knowledge. So you're not going to associate with these people, but you're going to learn from these people. Do what they've done, and it will give you interest to hopefully reach your targets moving forwards. And it will give you the opportunity to prove that people can do it and what you need to do on a regular basis towards increasing your target, shall we say. What you may need to do in future is visualize your life. What will it be like? So what job will you do in the coming years and months to reach your targets? Will you work full-time? When you reach your targets, will you work part-time? Will you do volunteer work? Okay. What sort of cars will you have? What homes will you live in? Will you live in the same area? Do you want to move to a bigger house? Do you want to move to a better area to be with friends or family? Okay, so visualize what your future will be like. What vocations will you take? Where will you holiday? What will your pastimes be? What will your pursuits be? From a personal basis, my plan is to travel more, so weekend breaks, travel around Europe, okay, and hopefully more worldwide travel. But I may well do some volunteer work. I may well work part-time. I intend to play a lot more golf. So there are reasons to find why you want to achieve this status, but what will your future look like? Okay, find your reasons why you want to attain this status and what it means to you. So it may well be you want the car, you want the houses, you want the lifestyle. It may want to be you want to be debt free. It may want to be you want to spend more time with family and friends. So find your reasons why you want to achieve this status. If you want to attain the dizzy heights of being a millionaire, shall we say, or a very substantial amount, based upon your personal circumstances, you're going to need to learn how to invest. You're never going to be rich by saving from a 9-to-5 job, so you need to take more risks. You need to make your money work harder for you. If we look at the following chart, nice and simple, risk and reward. So if we look at the bottom left, the less risk you take, the less reward. So it may well be a bank or building society earning 1%. Further across the chart, the more risk you take, the more reward. So it may well be stocks and shares, investment trusts, ETFs. Give an annual return around about 8 to 10% year on year. You will have good years, you will have bad years. And then it may well be more risky assets such as arts, investments, cryptocurrencies, individual stocks. Greater risk, greater return rewards, but you will never become rich or reach your targets by saving. You need to invest. Okay, so it may well be you increase your earnings power. Okay, it may well be you start a business, you start a side hustle, you create passive income, and like a snowball effect, it may well be you start off slowly, but like a train or a snowball going downhill, it will build momentum, and it will surprise you how fast your portfolio or your investments or your net worth will increase once it starts building momentum and you gain some kind of focus to reach your targets. Probably the simplest thing to do is you need to start with your plan. You need to take action. There's a great saying, nice and simply, you will be in exactly the same position financially in 5 years from now unless you make some decisions or you take action. So it may well be the same employment, it may well be the same financial position. It is achievable, but you need to take action. It may well be you need to get out your comfort zone, improve your knowledge. They say 20% of your improvement from your well-being financially is from learning, and 80% is from action. Okay, there's no point reading books, there's no point looking at YouTube videos, there's no point investment products, seminars if you're not going to take action. So you need to learn from them plans, but you need to implement that plan to reach your targets. So whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, set yourself a plan, implement that plan and take action, and it is achievable. As I've said, I became a millionaire last year at 50, but it wasn't until my early 40s that I put that plan into action, so it can be achievable. And I'm not a great earner, I'm a basic rate taxpayer, But I've got investments, I've got properties, and those investments are working for me. Okay, and it's made me reach my investment targets because I've got out of my comfort zone and I've took the time and the dedication and I've got focused and I've stuck to my plan. Remember, if you like the videos, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you again soon.